name is Jana Hilton. I'm a realtor with the McNabb team at ERA Doty Real Estate. And today I'm talking with Wes Phillips. He has agreed to talk to me about something that's very important to him. And that's a program called Breaking Bonds. Now, Breaking Bonds was started in 2014 by Casey Turner. He is one of the pastors at First United Methodist Church in Jonesboro. And he started the program to help men who are caught in the addictive lifestyle to change their lives and to break free. This is also a ministry that's very dear to my heart and dear to the heart of many of the members here at the church. It's a wonderful thing to watch people change their lives and start anew. Now, Wes, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the program. Now, you've been with the program about 4 years, right?
Yes,
and
ma'am.
right now you are working for them. You're a facilitator, which means you work with the men, but you also do all the scheduling for their work program. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. And first of all, just tell me, what is the mission of the Breaking Bonds?
It's to help men break the bondage of sin, to be delivered from sin.
Mm-hmm. And how does Breaking Bonds go about doing that?
Well, we're a 7 months program, and men come to us wanting to be delivered from drugs and alcohol, and we have a treatment center to live in, so we start there.
So they stay in the program in the living in facility for how many months?
It's 7 months.
7 months.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if someone is interested in finding out more about it, and how do they find out about the program? How do they get started?
Well, you can find us on the website, Breaking Bonds Ministry. Tuesday night we have a program here at Breaking Bonds at First United Methodist Church. And also we're on Facebook.
Okay. And so what do? They come to the program on that Tuesday, and what happens then?
So they come to our service on Tuesday night, and directly after the service we do interviews.
Okay.
On the first 2 rows, you can go up front, one of us guys will be there to talk to someone.
Okay. So you talk to them about, what are some of the things you ask them?
We'll just ask them questions. We just ask questions. How broken are they? Mm-hmm. We just do see where they're at in life, see how they really want in our program or not, if it'll work for them through the interview. Just determines if they get in or not.
Okay.
So it's just different questions we ask. They already done phone interviews, most of them, before they even come to Tuesday night service.
Okay. So it's just to try to see if they're ready for the program, and if it's a good fit for them.
Correct.
Okay. Then once they do that, they go to the facility, and I understand it's like a 3-phase program. So what do they do first?
So our first phase, we do a biblical foundation. Ted Harden teaches that. We just go through the simple gospels. Mm-hmm. Then the second phase, Jim Markley teaches life skills. Okay. And then I guess your third phase, at the end we help you get your driver's license back. Some guys just get their driver's license back, help them find jobs, and make sure they go back into a safe environment when they leave here.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Now, one of the things that I like about the program is they not only work with the men, but they also work with the families. Because many times families are devastated because of their loved one's addiction. So how do they help families?
So we got a 30-day blackout period. Your first month in the program, the guys have no contact with the world. They can't write letters. They can't call home. It's for them to focus on God, to build a relationship with Christ, but it's also for the families. That gives them breaks. They don't have to worry about where their son or their loved one or husband is. They know they're in a safe place. So when they do get to see them and get to see what God has already done 30 days in their life, that changes the families. And then when they see that their son or their husband is following Christ, I've seen it bring many families together. And I've seen up to the whole family be baptized at one time.
That's wonderful.
And that's a beautiful thing.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Now, I know that the program is important to you. Would you mind sharing us a little bit about your own testimony?
Yes. So Breaking Bonds means the world to me. And in 2017, I found myself in a broken place. I ended up homeless, living in the police department in my hometown in England, Arkansas. I found myself one day sitting underneath a tree in front of a library in England, in Arkansas, and a police officer come up to me and said, "Mr. Phillips, can I help you?" And that day I threw my hands up and I told him everything I've been doing. I've been living in an addiction from methamphetamines for almost 20 years. I done lost my home and everything I had. My family done turned their backs on me. I couldn't find a job. It wasn't because it wasn't because I wasn't a good worker. It was because I was tired of supporting my addiction. So he took me in. First he laughed at me. He's like, "Yeah, I can help you." But he took me into his police department and took me in to the chief police office, and they didn't know what to do at first. I had no charges. Didn't have no drugs on me. And they thought for a minute. The chief said, "Do you really want help?" I said, I need some help. I'm tired of living this life. And so they opened up a courtroom and gave me a place to stay. And I planted a garden for them till I could find somewhere to go. And this was on a Sunday. And I stayed there until Tuesday night. A pastor, Jeremiah, from my hometown, he knew Casey Turner and knew he just started a ministry. Mm-hmm. They started in, I think, April of 2017, a live-in facility. Okay. And when they started that, he took me up here for a Tuesday night service, and I remember sitting in Wesley Hall in my interview, and I remember one question they asked me: "What happens if you leave here at night and you don't get accepted?" I said, "I'll probably go back, and I'll probably end up leaving, and I'll probably end up in prison or dead." And I got accepted that night, and I come in, and I didn't really know God at all. So my first week or two, I struggled with being there, but I experienced the love of God from Christ from other people. I had got saved my first week there. It brought me, I got saved, and it brought me to God. And I had trouble in my first month in the biblical training part because I couldn't read. And in that month, my brothers there would help me sound my syllables and clap. I learned to read. God restored my mind from prayers. And God just started working in my life. I remember it was like my second month. My family was restored. My mother had been out of my life for 3 years. I got my family back. Just God started working in my life and made me a believer. And I got baptized, and just so many different things started happening in my life. And I made it through my third month in the life skills and just started building relationships, working with folks. And then I was just blessed by being asked to stay on staff. And I stayed on staff. I've been on staff for 4 years now. And just here recently, I got married. I've been blessed with a wife and all my family back, and everything's been good.
That's great.
So God's good.
That's great. When I introduced you, I said that you were a facilitator, but also that you were in charge of the scheduling for the work program. Now, how does that come in? Where does that start? Is that phase 1, phase 2?
So that starts in phase 1. So Monday and Tuesdays are class days. So on Wednesday through Saturday, our guys go out and work. So what the work is for, we're a nonprofit organization. So they go out to work, just helps guys while they're there for the money, they help pay their way while they're there. And so they go out Monday through Saturday, or Wednesdays through Saturday, they work from 8 to 4:30ish every day.
What kind of things do they do?
So they mow yards, they go work for other individuals, just different things, help people move. We clean the churches, just different things we do around the community.
Okay. Yeah, several of my friends have used breaking bonds with some of the things that they needed help with, and they've said, all of them have said that they did a good job. So if somebody wants to find out about your work program and maybe hire some of you, how would they get in touch with you?
They can find our office number on the website or on Facebook, and they can call the office and leave a message, and somebody will return their call.
Okay. And what's your Facebook or your website? What is your website?
It's breakingbondministry.org.
Okay. Well, Wes, I just want to really thank you for talking with me today. It was great to hear your testimony and to have you share. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Shirley McCall. She's a friend of mine, and she is one of the friends who I called to get recommendations for. And she recommended Breaking Bonds. So, Shirley, what did they do for you?
Well, Breaking Bonds started out with my cabinets and my windows. And they did the inside and outside of my windows. And they even raised them up so so they could get all the junk from underneath, because they hadn't been washed in over 4.5 years that I've been here. But they look they give so much more light now. And my cabinets, when they finished, I asked them to do the tall ones, and they ended up, I asked them after they did the tall if they would do the shorter ones.
Uh-huh.
And I have a bath and a half, and I ended up the tall ones and the shorter ones, and then but they did the top and the bottom of the fans.
That's
And
great.
they were able to reach anything that I couldn't have reached.
So you had them organize your cabinets and clean your fans and your windows.
Well, I had them to just clean my cabinets,
Oh, okay.
not to organize them, but to
Okay.
clean them, because I couldn't reach all the outside.
Okay.
But on my windows, I didn't even dare get out there to try to do them. So I'm very thankful that they came.
That's great. So did they do a good job?
They did a wonderful job. I'm so thankful that they did it that I'm starting to do a lot more myself, like working in my garage, which I had put off, and now I'm just about finished with it.
Well, that's great, Shirley, and thank you for talking with me today.
Well, I'm glad to get to, Gina, because they did a wonderful job. I'd recommend them anytime.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.